Have you ever felt the weight of your own thoughts, dragging you down like an anchor, holding you back from living the life you deserve? Imagine for a moment. What if your thoughts, the very ones you cling to, are your biggest enemy? What if the reason you're not reaching your potential isn't because of the world outside, but because of the world inside? The Stoics understood this truth better than anyone. They realized that to change your life, you must first change your mind. And to change your mind, you must master your thoughts. Today, I'll show you how to do just that. So let's start. Principle 1. The power of control over your thoughts. In a world where everything is constantly shifting, relationships, careers, health, one thing remains under your control: your mind. It's easy to think that our emotions, thoughts, and reactions are beyond our reach. But the Stoics knew better. They realized that the key to mastering life itself lies not in controlling the world around us, but in controlling how we respond to it. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic minds, once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." The first step toward life transformation is recognizing that you are not your thoughts. Just because a negative thought arises doesn't mean it defines you. The Stoics taught that we should observe our thoughts from a distance, as if we are watching them from afar, understanding that they are fleeting and impermanent. When you gain this awareness, you begin to take back control, and your thoughts no longer hold power over you. This is where true strength begins, by refusing to let the storm of emotions control your mind. Principle 2. Embrace adversity as a teacher. Adversity, trials, challenges, failures, has the potential to shape us. The Stoics believed that suffering was not a curse, but a teacher. The hardships we face are opportunities to develop virtues like patience, resilience, and fortitude. Epictetus, another Stoic philosopher, famously said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." In the face of adversity, it's easy to succumb to despair, to feel as though life is punishing us. But the Stoics understood that what truly shapes us is not the difficulty itself, but our ability to endure and learn from it. Each setback is an opportunity to refine our character, to become stronger, more focused, and more at peace with ourselves. When you approach every hardship with the mindset that it is a lesson in disguise, you not only survive, but thrive. The challenges you face are not your enemy, they are your greatest allies in your journey toward personal transformation. Principle 3. Focus on what you can control. One of the core tenets of Stoicism is the understanding that we must focus only on what is within our control. We cannot change the actions of others, the events that occur in the world, or the natural course of life itself. What we can control, however, is our own responses, our judgments, and our attitudes toward these events. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, wrote in his Meditations, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This is a profound truth. We often waste energy and emotional resources worrying about things outside our control, whether it's the actions of others, the future, or past mistakes. But in doing so, we give away our power. Instead, a Stoic focuses on controlling their inner world, their thoughts, their emotions, their responses. When you train yourself to focus solely on what you can control, you free yourself from the weight of external circumstances. You allow yourself to remain steady, calm, and powerful regardless of the chaos around you. This is the path to true freedom. Principle 4. Embrace adversity as a teacher. Adversity is often seen as an enemy, something to be avoided at all costs. But the Stoic sees adversity differently. To them, adversity is a teacher, a means to cultivate resilience, patience, and wisdom. It is through the challenges we face that we become stronger, wiser, and more capable of navigating the storms of life. Seneca, one of the most influential Stoic philosophers, said, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." The Stoic belief is that we grow and develop not in times of comfort and ease, but in times of hardship. It is through suffering that we are forged into our best selves. When we face difficulties, rather than lamenting our misfortune, we should ask ourselves, what is this teaching me? How can I use this challenge to improve my character? By reframing adversity as a tool for growth, we not only endure the hardships we face, but we thrive because of them. We are no longer victims of circumstances, but empowered individuals who use each obstacle to sharpen our minds and spirits. Principle 5. Focus only on what you can control. In life, there are countless things beyond our control. Others' actions, the weather, the past. But the Stoic understands that the key to peace lies in focusing only on what is within our control. Our own thoughts, emotions, and actions. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, reminds us, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." The power of the Stoic mindset lies in recognizing this fundamental truth. We cannot control the world around us, but we can control how we respond to it. When we focus on external factors, we become overwhelmed and stressed. We invest our energy in things that are ultimately futile. But when we turn inward, focusing on our reactions, our attitudes, and our behaviors, we empower ourselves. We regain control over our lives. Instead of wasting time worrying about things we can't change, we invest in improving the one thing we have the power to shape, ourselves. By practicing this, we begin to cultivate an unshakable peace. Challenges will still arise, and the world will continue to be unpredictable. But by mastering our responses, we find ourselves in a state of inner calm, grounded in the understanding that we are the architects of our own peace. Principle 6. Embrace adversity as growth. A Stoic does not shy away from hardship. In fact, they seek it. The storms of life are not obstacles to be feared, but opportunities for growth. Stoicism teaches us that it is through adversity that we become stronger, more resilient, and more capable. Epictetus, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, famously said, "Difficulties are things that show a person what they are." When faced with a challenge, it is not the challenge itself that defines us, but how we respond to it. Do we collapse under pressure, or do we rise and meet it with the strength of character we've cultivated through practice? The true Stoic does not avoid discomfort, for they understand that it is within discomfort that we find our greatest growth. Whether it is enduring physical pain, navigating emotional turmoil, or facing social or financial setbacks, the Stoic embraces these trials. Instead of seeing them as setbacks, they see them as teachers, opportunities to refine their virtues. Every challenge is a chance to fortify the mind and spirit. The more we endure, the stronger we become, not because we are immune to suffering, but because we have learned how to rise above it. We do not complain or retreat. We accept the challenge, learn from it, and emerge wiser, stronger, and more capable than we were before. Principle 7. Control what you can, accept what you cannot. A Stoic understands the deep wisdom in focusing energy only on what is within our control. The external world is filled with forces beyond our influence, opinions, actions of others, the unfolding of events. Yet we can control only one thing, ourselves. Our thoughts, reactions, choices, these are ours to shape. The wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic emperors, resonates here. He wrote in his Meditations, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This powerful insight is the cornerstone of Stoic living. We cannot control the winds, but we can adjust our sails. We live in a world obsessed with control. People fight to dominate their circumstances, to bend reality to their will. But Stoicism teaches us that the true strength lies not in forcing the world to conform to our desires, but in adapting ourselves to the flow of the world. This does not mean passivity or surrender. Rather, it is an active choice to focus on what can be influenced: our thoughts, our behavior, our actions. The serenity we seek comes not from the illusion of control, but from the wisdom to know where control lies and to act accordingly. To waste energy on things beyond our power is to fracture our peace. But when we focus on our own minds and actions, we are free from the chaos of the external world. Principle 8. The power of reflection. One of the most powerful practices in Stoicism is reflection. In the chaos of daily life, it's easy to lose sight of our principles and values. But Stoicism urges us to take a moment every day to reflect on our actions, thoughts, and emotions. By doing so, we gain clarity, align ourselves with our true nature, and correct the course of our lives. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, constantly reflected on his thoughts and actions. Reflection is a tool for inner transformation. By asking ourselves tough questions and confronting our own weaknesses, we become more attuned to our true purpose. This practice allows us to remove the distractions and irrational beliefs that cloud our judgment. It enables us to reclaim our focus and act with intention. In the quiet moments of reflection, we confront the truth. We look at ourselves honestly, without excuses, and realize where we have faltered and where we must improve. This process of self-awareness is the foundation of growth. Only through reflection can we transcend the trivialities that pull us away from our noble path. Principle 9. Cultivating inner peace through detachment. To live a life of true tranquility, one must cultivate detachment. This does not mean withdrawal from the world or an indifference to human connection. Rather, it is a freedom from the chains of attachment that bind us to fleeting desires, material wealth, and the approval of others. The Stoics understood that happiness is not found in external circumstances, but in how we respond to those circumstances. Seneca, one of the great Stoic philosophers, wrote extensively on the importance of mastering desires. He advised, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." It is our attachments to outcomes, possessions, and the opinions of others that cause us suffering. The Stoic teaches us to accept things as they are, to approach life with equanimity, and to focus only on what is within our control. Through detachment, we free ourselves from the emotional turbulence that comes with wanting more, fearing loss, or seeking validation. By accepting that the external world is beyond our control, we release ourselves from its grip and find inner peace. Detachment is not about indifference. It's about understanding what truly matters and prioritizing those things that lead to a virtuous life. True inner peace can only come when we learn to separate our sense of worth from external factors. Our value is not defined by the things we own or the accolades we receive. It is defined by the character we build and the wisdom we cultivate. This peace arises from within and is rooted in the unwavering belief that we are enough, regardless of external circumstances. Principle 10. Embracing adversity as a catalyst for growth. Adversity is not something to be feared or avoided, but rather is an opportunity for growth. In the face of hardship, we find our true strength. The Stoic philosophy teaches us to embrace challenges, not as burdens to be suffered, but as crucibles in which our character is forged. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, famously wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This is a reminder that obstacles are not hindrances to our progress, but the very means by which we achieve it. It is through adversity that we develop resilience, perseverance, and the strength of spirit to face whatever life throws our way. When we face challenges with the mindset of a Stoic, we stop viewing them as misfortunes and start seeing them as essential lessons. Every setback, every hardship is an opportunity to practice virtue, patience, courage, and wisdom. The Stoic does not shrink from difficulty, but meets it head-on, recognizing that their true growth comes not in comfort, but in struggle. By reframing adversity, we transform the way we experience it. Instead of allowing fear or frustration to take root, we embrace it as a necessary part of our journey toward self-mastery. Adversity becomes a mirror reflecting our weaknesses, a challenge to rise above them, and a chance to strengthen our resolve. Principle 11. Practicing detachment and letting go of attachments. One of the most profound lessons of Stoicism is the practice of detachment. Detaching from the things that we cannot control and freeing ourselves from the weight of attachment. It is easy to become entangled in the desires for material possessions, status, or external validation, but these are fleeting and beyond our true control. The Stoic recognizes that the pursuit of external things is ultimately an empty chase. In his writings, Epictetus, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, urges us to focus only on what is within our control. Our thoughts, our actions, and our reactions. We cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them. Detachment, however, does not mean disengagement or apathy. Rather, it means we are able to engage with the world without becoming enslaved by it. We may still enjoy the pleasures of life, but we do not let them dictate our happiness or sense of worth. True contentment comes not from the accumulation of things, but from the inner peace we cultivate through self-control. When we practice detachment, we learn to let go of expectations, attachments to outcomes, and the desire to control others. We free ourselves from the cycle of craving and dissatisfaction, and we make room for a deeper, more lasting peace. In the words of Marcus Aurelius, do not hanker after what you do not have. The things you want are quite capable of being obtained by another path. Detachment also means recognizing that nothing in life is permanent. People, possessions, and circumstances will come and go. This awareness empowers us to appreciate what we have in the present moment without clinging to it for our sense of identity or purpose. True freedom lies in the ability to let go. Principle 12. Cultivating inner resilience through adversity. Adversity is not something to avoid, but something to embrace. The Stoic teaches us that our character is not forged in moments of ease and comfort, but in the crucible of hardship. Every challenge we face is an opportunity to strengthen our inner resilience and deepen our commitment to living a life of virtue. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, frequently reminds us that the world will throw challenges our way, unexpected hardships, injustices, and obstacles. Yet, rather than resisting these trials, we should approach them with a mindset of acceptance. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. The Stoic view of adversity is revolutionary. We do not see suffering as something to be feared or avoided. Instead, we see it as the soil in which our virtues can grow. Patience, fortitude, courage, and wisdom are not qualities that can be developed through smooth sailing. They are cultivated in the storms of life, where our resolve is tested and our character shaped. In moments of hardship, we remind ourselves of what is in our power, our response to the situation. We cannot always control the events around us, but we can control how we meet them. The true Stoic does not complain, does not waste energy lamenting the past, nor does he fall into despair. He faces adversity with calm determination and an unshakable sense of purpose. Resilience is not about avoiding pain, but about standing tall in the face of it. It is about rising again every time we fall, learning from each setback, and using each moment of difficulty as a stepping stone towards greater self-mastery. When we view life's obstacles through the Stoic lens, we no longer see them as threats, but as challenges that are meant to shape and refine us. As we stand on the precipice of life, gazing into the abyss of uncertainty, one truth remains steadfast. We are the masters of our own inner world. The Stoic path is not one of avoidance or submission to fate, but of active engagement with the world around us, armed with the understanding that the only thing truly within our control is how we respond to it. By embracing the principles of Stoicism, virtue, self-control, the recognition of what is in our power, and the acceptance of adversity, we unlock the potential for transformation. We become not slaves to our emotions, but individuals who rise above them. We are no longer defined by external circumstances, but by our ability to remain true to our purpose, regardless of the challenges that arise. The Stoic journey is one of perpetual growth. It requires us to confront the darker parts of ourselves, the fears, the doubts, the weaknesses, and transform them into the fuel that powers our forward momentum. It demands that we let go of the need for external validation and instead cultivate an internal strength that comes from within. When we master our thoughts and our reactions, we become unshakable. And this, in turn, opens the door to a life of true freedom. The freedom to act with purpose, to live according to our highest values, and to find peace even in the chaos of the world around us. So let us embark on this journey together. Let us commit to the path of the Stoic. Through discipline, introspection, and the continual practice of virtue, we can build a life that is unmovable in its integrity. A life that, no matter what storms may come, remains grounded in the calm assurance of our own strength. What are your views on this? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I will personally read all of your comments. And if you seriously want to level up in life, don't forget to show some love by hitting the like and subscribe button. Stay strong. Until next time.